Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me. My name's Eva. Before we get started in today's work, I just wanted to let everyone know about a trance recording that I released yesterday. I recorded the voice for it yesterday, and I'm not usually one for like portal days or, astrology in general, but it felt like yesterday was the 9999 actually, because it was a Tuesday, and Tuesday is ruled by 9 because it's ruled by Mars. The ins and out of that are not something that I'm totally aware of, but it felt very significant yesterday. The theme of the trance meditation was clearing ancestral poverty templates and the need to prove yourself. And this felt very significant for what is sort of collectively closing out. And I have not really felt, in my work, I really see it as, we're clearing throughout time at deeper and deeper and deeper layers to end the experience of like separated discrete time, right? And that is not over because we're still walking around in bodies, so there's still these layers that we are revealing. But yesterday felt significant in a way, sort of viscerally resolution at a physical level that I haven't really felt before. So I wanted to share that with you. I'll link to the specific healing below, and all of the trance meditations are available on my website, as well as on a subscription basis on the Podia platform. And the monthly subscription also comes with a monthly live session and just like community and support and art and the instrumental recordings without the voice as well. So if you're interested in that, you can check that out below. All the other links to work together are also linked below: one-on-one sessions, personalized trance healing, written guidance, all kinds of fun stuff. So in this video, I didn't really know what we were going to do before I sat down, but it really does feel like unity codes for awakening. It feels like a reconnection to yourself as conduit for loving inspiration force, creative force, and how we will shape the world around us with this kind of enlightened substance. So it's very much a heart opening. It's very much like a font of the divine, as sort of your heart being the portal for this font, and for you to be much more aware of and in conscious co-creation with this substance of life, with this creative force and inspiration, and really, really, really like insight and awakening to using it in the physical world. So if that resonates with you, take some nice deep breaths. You can focus on your heart space, or you can focus on the sort of divine column of light. You're sort of, if you sometimes we notice ourselves in sort of orb fields or sometimes pyramids of light, however that comes to you, as we work in expansion into all of the elemental universal forces. This idea of sacred geometry is very closely felt for me in my work. That's why I usually sit in a pyramid. Also, the element of copper is very conductive. Just feels good on the body and helps focus, to bring an outward focus, because we do live in bodies. You certainly don't need one. I'm not in one right now. But it sort of brings a almost symbolic focus into what we're doing. So you can do that visually. You can do that in, how you practice embodied in the world. There are many different ways to draw focus, but we really want to understand that these are representational. It's not the act of doing these things physically that is the healing. It just helps us focus our mind and help us to understand our oneness with all of these forces at all of these different levels. We want to see ourselves merged with these forces, see our consciousness as one with these forces, so we can work in co-creation, not against or not in an energy of placing ourselves below them in some way, or at the mercy or the whims of the universe, because I do not believe that that's how we are meant to co-create. And I do believe that this awakening that we are either choosing to participate in or not, will bring us into conscious reunion with all of these forces, with these templates, with these universal templates, with these universal symbols, so that we can create with this enlightened technology, and we are not reliant on machines or sort of inorganic technologies. A deep remembrance of our oneness in the morphogenetic field opens up our connection to these forces, and we learn what, true manifestation power is, I suppose, true creative power. Because you can certainly manifest things in fear, right? We're talking about creative power, which is only in love. Lots for clearing out of the head, clearing in the sinuses, clearing down in the throat, clearing the mind. It is almost like clearing this divine column, this sort of divine, I've talked about this before, but as I see us work through this sort of ascension or evolution, these sort of energy centers merge in our awareness into one divine column. And so if we think about ourselves as sort of this conduit for divine light and conduit for creative inspiration force, that we sort of open and merge with this force through the center of our being, outward, inward, in all directions. So it is a purification process. This seems very focused up in these higher centers, at least to start. Kuarokoma sona inta ni masani. Shitanu kono mind sonitinikia, clearing sort of false connections, clearing attachments held in fear, in desire, in lack. Korwato yumnokun chini, soma kono in sunotunamra in takanas nandra isayosho, soyoshonitri kam nis nandrato sun, shikini maonso konin diriti, releasing pressure. Siko mdoi shomain sui shinitrage yuko yupina kumoa. Datui morro kini kinsanandota im shatrihis, sandratis. Lots about trust, about, opening. When we trust that we are in connection with the divine, with the truth of our being, the core of our being, when we intend to connect to God's source creator, understanding we are never in danger. We don't need to feel so much that we need to kind of police or identify by the way of pinning down the meanings of what's coming through us, because then we don't, this is an important message, because Spirit has me say this every time I come on video, because then we're limiting the full extension of its power in our own awareness of what we are accepting of it. We don't limit God's power, but we can limit our experience of that power by what we choose to accept. Kayam nikana shinsan tatak oroha pasni kanchomen sono saniteyo shopio sokona kiana. So it is in our belief system, clearing out old beliefs of our own limitations. And this is in multi-dimensional ways. So truly what we would maybe have thought years ago to be truly impossible, reconnecting to the infinite possibility of the field. Nothing is impossible. Nothing. This is infinite creation, and you are given the power of God in you. Kimiansani tionto konishi. This will always bring up guilt. This will always bring up ideas of blasphemy, of these sort of trauma religions, violence religions, just pain from living in society, lineage trauma, ancestral trauma. We bring this up and we offer it to Spirit to be released from us and from the universal field. Hikaya nu yunso kana yutio pio yoshamoraisa. Si hintati min diupo rokuma sonjagindi kono arritisia. Bringing this down into the lower energy centers, feeling it in the hips, feeling it in the legs and the knees, the energy centers behind the knees, in the ankles. Min tao shu. Sin jinindo kono nahinana. Tana mnitana insoya shoti kanai. Himaya nitana son jawosi. Kamitini kanain tokoam pa piapoasho no. Sibayo sonjobo arkinim dais nindri kindaitia. Santare yokonoyum shenindre yosun sumishanatin dakinindis kanaindis. This is very beautiful. It's like flowering. The kingdom of heaven is within you. The kingdom of heaven is yours to see, and it will, and you will, and it will be seen in everything when you choose to see it in yourself. Let it flower from within you. Kam natum natis nandraim nishninde isin sonkati taptakuam chititisia. There is this energy of like Queen of Heaven. Mam takunitis. This comes in many different forms and names depending on what you resonate with. Those are not the point. Kimian sakini shinsati, so whatever is comfortable for you, but certainly we want to understand that this is more of an idea than it is a personification, and so it is code that is within all of us. Claim it for yourself so that it might be shown through you, for others. Kamna kinahin dato kono ritas nandraisni kinishim satisikiatina tranis. There was a very beautiful message that came through while I was writing, maybe Monday. Mitakorai son ni moto shan sokunokoribiti kini kina kinam nain doko. About reverence and the reverence that we have for ourselves, the reverence for prayer, the reverence for the work. I shared it on my website. Kamaya ki pihoro komoshon doko morum ni tintani koyon sokono yiti. Hinda ison sokum jayason saya tuko yimdaya. So kanikum nikini indisho koroko yaporum ni sa yusho sa yes. Sanakina tata no. Sho yumindiri kieri. Yasikani hinatina to. Dato kumoshum sanantaya tatia. Hia yeshan santais nato. Orotis ni timukondo koni. Dis datis. Dis so high nyum dai shi kotokoa. Hahuro imna insana shini. San tata kanana to. Kitaiti horro kinindasa. Shitis datis ni. Yatisum dork nindatasitisa nasi nitisani yani yumotokoni katisa natinam nosonjarahis nanrahaikini mandrehi yatapu jisinis nandrai hikatis nandra shiritiki aisi hima worokumahanda Satasa natihana kanasata yana payo no kono yana nataini kini satis nandra oruituyum no shoko sasani yamaini komorum kitisiti shamasansa ikatisini kini umorruitiyuptorishi satito komonzo konama sandiki hinikini indakini tini nium dashnia. Sati sumshi so yo tum kitikais fatata. Shibio sokoniyamati sanain. Very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. So much joy. Reunion is joy. There is nothing to fear. Beauty. Recognize the beauty within you, the beauty within all things is your beauty. Amen. I think we'll end it here. Thank you guys so much for joining me in this work. Very, very beautiful energy. Sharing so much love and peace and joy with you. And I will see you next time. God bless you.